Hey everyone, Keith Arkenberg Farms, and we have been hard at the onion harvest this past couple weeks now. We've got about half of our onions out of the field so far, and let me tell you, this year they are turning up just massive. We're getting onions like this. It's just completely amazing. So I want to kind of talk to you what our process is, what we plant, how we plant it, when we plant it, and how we harden these babies off. So let me show you. Now, onions are a completely regional product. You have short day, you have intermediate day, and you have long day. Further north, long day. Further south, short day. Right down the middle where we are, intermediate, so we can grow kind of either. Not too much variability into it. But for planting our onions, we pretty much use our tried and true method. We lay down a 200 pound per acre nitrogen equivalent down our beds, get that good and mixed in, and then we lay down plastic mulch. Now, we do have a little mini plastic mulch layer that I used to do this, that I've really got dialed in this last year. Did a video on it earlier this year. It's working great. In between, we lay down 3-foot pieces of landscape fabric with row bags about every 10 or 15 foot down the bed. This keeps pretty much most of the weeds out. I mean, we still get some stuff poking up here, and there's some more poking up down here. It just makes it less to actually have to worry about. The only reason we even have this poking up is because we get such high winds through here during the spring. It really buffers the landscape fabric around. So it kind of allows it to move out, and then the grass grows on the edge. But hey, that's all part of the process. Now, for planting, it's pretty easy. We order all of our starts from Dixondale's. They are one of the primary suppliers of onion starts in our region, and they always grow just excellent for us on the farm. We do 2 varieties. We do a long day, which is storage one, and then we also do a intermediate day candy onion like this. Yellow candy, super awesome. Now, we always do all 3 varieties on that. So we do a red, a yellow, and a white. My kind of blend I've been doing is I've got 2 beds of yellow behind me, and then the bed over here that's almost picked out are whites halfway down and reds halfway down. So it's kind of, I don't know, the white and the reds, they don't seem to be the best sellers in the world, even though the reds have been picking up this year. It's like a 1 bed to 2 beds of the yellow, because yellow always are our predominant seller at the farmer's market. Now, when we plant these out, we plant them out as soon as they arrive. Dixondale ships by your area. We usually maybe have a week before we actually get them into the field, but it is rather quickly. And then for our spacing on it, we do 3 rows on a bed because we have a single line of drip irrigation underneath here. And we plant those at 6 inches in each row as we work our way down the bed. Makes for a massive amount of onions very quickly. And when they start sizing up like they did this year, I mean, look at that. Those 2 are touching at a 6-inch spacing. These ones are close to it. And again, like I keep showing you, that's not even a big one. I have found way bigger ones than this out here this year. So that's pretty much how we're planting. Now for irrigation, there's really not too much for irrigation because when we put down our plastic mulch, it's pretty much moist ground. The plastic holds in the moisture, so we don't have to worry about it. It just kind of sits there and stays. When we get rainfall, it comes in through the sides and seeps up underneath the beds. We do have to irrigate every once in a while. Like I'll go through and check the soil and kind of just feel it and see how hard it's got, because we have real heavy clay here and it turns basically to concrete when it gets completely dry. So it's just something you got to kind of watch. Now, the other part is actually when it's time to start harvesting. I can show you a perfect example right here next to me, and that is when you see this. You've got a crooked neck. Get over to the side. Perfect example is when you see this. You can see how the neck has bent over. That means that's ready. It's cutting off all the supply to its growing area, which means the bulb is not going to get any larger. About 2 weeks before you harvest, You might see a couple kind of go to flower here and there, which happens occasionally. That's usually my indication. As soon as I see that, stop watering altogether. We want these to dry down and get nice and cured, and we also don't want to get too much moisture underneath the landscape fabric, which can cause mold, and that's a very big issue. So we basically just come through the field and harvest them as they're ready. I mean, you can see we've got about half of them harvested out already, and we'll just do that once a week and continue to do that until this whole entire field is empty. There's nothing but cantaloupe left and the remains of crop out I need to do. So from that, we're gonna take them, we're gonna get them hardened off and dried, which I'll show you over here where we've actually set up a dry house for them. And don't forget, head over to arkenbergfarms.com, scroll down near the bottom. We've got the Market Gardening Farm School and digital tools and training. This is where you can join the Market Gardening Farm School, sign up for SeedTime for free, request consulting, and purchase a bunch of other spreadsheets and tools for your farm. Go check it out. We create. So during a windstorm earlier this year, we lost the top to one of our farmer friend caterpillar tunnels. Had ropes drop, ropes break. This whole entire piece of plastic flew off and was hanging off here at the time. Got that torn off. Just really haven't had the opportunity to purchase plastic because it's gotten so expensive, or the need to really reskin it this year. I mean, we've got overhead set up in here and everything. So I had the great idea. Had a piece of our silage tarp. It's about 24 feet wide, about 45 foot long. So I just came down here and added some track on here like I would if I was building a greenhouse, and just skinned it. Pulled it across the top, stretched a couple ropes across, not doing the whole caterpillar tunnel thing. So we've got a couple to tighten it here, and another 2 sets down the way to really hold it in place. That leads us to bring it in here to where we are curing off all of our onions. So you see we've got different pallets set up here with different products on them. We're trying to keep them sorted out as much as possible so we know what they are. Because at some point these candy onions will be pulling at the same time as our storage onions, and I don't want to get that mixed up. So initially we will just lay them out in a single row, start at the back, and then just lay them out, lay the tops over. Wait about a couple days to a week, somewhere in there, and you'll notice that you'll start seeing it get more crumbly and crispy. But if you really reach down in, you can feel a lot more moisture in there. That's when I'll actually come through, and where these are initially set back like this, I'll come through and just straighten them up to let more airflow in here. We've got good airflow because the sides are open both sides, and most importantly, we are in the shade to allow these to cure correctly. If these are out in the sun, you will get sunburn on the edge in some scalds, and that'll make them completely unmarketable. I found the reds to be the worst about this, but I've experienced it with the other ones as well. So it's very important to get them in somewhere, get them cured off. They should take about 2, maybe 3 weeks, depending on the weather, to really get them cured down. At that point, when they are fully cured down, we'll go through and start doing our trimming, which is very simple. Cut the root off the bottom, cut the top off the top. We like to leave ours a little bit longer, just so you can tell that they're homegrown and not just picked up at a grocery store and delivered to the farmer's market. So we end up with stuff like that. After we trim them, we'll leave them out here for another, I don't know, a week or so. Really get them cured down, and then we'll go into potato sacks, onion bags, whatever you have around, just to get them stockpiled, but they have plenty of airflow. After they're completely dried down, into the walk-in. They'll store in the walk-in for months, especially the storage ones. The candy onions, you really only get 3 or 4 months, but that'll be about the end of the market season anyways. But our storage ones that we have out there, we can save those all the way almost to the next start of the farmer's market, possibly push it to almost harvest if they're stored correctly, but that's a little bit of a stretch, and we're usually out by then anyways. So, as always, hope you thought it was useful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you all. Keep farming. Have a good day.